More farmlands will be claimed by 9 billion people to live comfortably in the future, in addition to the hunger that already exists. If more farmlands are used to build more houses for people to live in, how are we going to feed these 9 billion people? Say no more, because there is a solution, and it is called hydroponics farming. Using this system, you can grow as much food that you can get from 6 plots of land on a single plot of land. But not so many people know about hydroponics farming. So I have invited an expert in this field to tell us more about this technology. Meet Mr. Adebowale Onofowora, a seasoned hydroponics farmer with a wealth of knowledge and expertise in the art of growing plants without soil. With years of experience and an unwavering passion for cultivating crops, Mr. Adebowale has become a force to be reckoned with in the hydroponics industry. His innovative techniques and forward-thinking strategies have earned him a reputation as a pioneer in this field, setting the standard for the next generation of farmers. From his state-of-the-art facilities to his impressive yields, Mr. Adebowale has truly mastered the art of growing crops without soil, and his dedication to sustainability and efficiency is an inspiration to us all. Get ready to be inspired as we delve into the world of hydroponics farming with the one and only Mr. Adebowale Onofowora. Please share this broadcast across all social media platforms so that we can reach as many people as possible. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on any of our future updates. Now, without further ado, let's get into the training. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, I'm Pastor Adebowale Onofowora. We are involved with different arrays of crops, starting from cash crops and so many other things. But today I just want to quickly talk to you about what we are doing with hydroponics technology. Hydroponics technology is actually a word coined from the Greek word. Hydro means water and ponics means work. So hydroponics means water is working. That's a simple thing. Now, most people are used to the statement that for plants to grow, it needs soil, it needs sun and water and so many other things. Well, let me debunk that. Plant does not necessarily need soil to grow. What does plant take from the soil? Soil acts as anchor for the plant and a home or a store of nutrient. So plant root goes into the soil to look for nutrients to grow. That's what plant needs soil for. Now with hydroponics technology, we are saying it is also called soilless farming. That is farming without the use of soil. Now, why is this very possible and important? Number one, look at what's happening around the world. The climatic change is becoming unbearable. Water is in the decline as the day goes. In fact, drought is taking place in so many parts of the world. Now, with hydroponics technology, you get to save on water usage. Why? Because presently, the world agriculture is making use of 70% of the world's fresh water body. And we don't have the luxury of this water again. So hydroponics saves 80% of what you need to consume in water. Another area of hydroponics is this. Hydroponics helps you to save on land. Listen, for agriculture to be possible, we need land. With the way the world is going, the United Nations and the World Health Organization and all the agencies have said that by 2050, the population of the world will be about 9 billion. Now, where are you going to get food to feed 3.5 billion extra people when you need about 150 million hectares of land? It's with hydroponics technology we can solve this problem. So hydroponics technology is the technology of the future and of the now, and that's where we are already taking a lead in this area. Now, hydroponics technology, we have different methods of applying this technology. We have what we call the nutrient film technique system. The nutrient film technique system, like you are seeing, is a system whereby water is used as the major medium. Plant roots are grown inside water. Now, in this water, we mix different nutrients that the plant needs to grow. That's what NFT means. And the water moves in thin form, little water, to grow so much vegetable. Another system is what we call the floating bed system. In the floating bed system, some other people call it the raft system. The raft system is whereby you create a system, a body, something to contain water, and then you have a floater on the water. In this floater is where you have your plants, and they are growing. The root is taking water and is growing. We have another system that is called deep water culture. Now, deep water culture can come in different forms. It can come in the floating raft. It can come in the NFT pipes. But the meaning of deep water culture is the plant have more water to grow. It is a system that is very adaptable to the tropics. In fact, it's one of the systems we have localized in Nigeria, because we don't have the luxury of electricity 24 hours. So we get to take use and make use of that system to grow our vegetables. Another system is the fodder system. Fodder is a very interesting area. You see, Thomas Edison said something. He said, a problem encountered on level 1 can never be solved if you remain on level 1. To solve a level 1 problem, you have to move to level 2 or level 3. And further production is level 2 and 3 of solving herdsmen and grazing problem. You see, that's what we are using. This is the future. Grazing is not sustainable. We all need to know that. We don't have the luxury of land we used to have in the 70s. So farmers need to ranch their animals. But the problem is, where would they get grass to feed them? So fodder system is a system whereby you get to grow fodder within 6 to 9 days. Imagine you grow fodder 6 to 9 days as against 90 days on the open field. So this system helps us to feed our cattle, to feed some of our other livestock, our ram, our sheep, and it's an amazing system that I believe the entire nation and some other people will get to adopt very soon. We have other type of systems like the grow back system. Now, the grow back system is the system whereby we have something called vertical water dynamics. It's a system that is good for crops that are heavy feeders, like tomato, like cucumber, like strawberries, like watermelon. This system helps them to take deep root and grow. And from the back, you get to control your crop. Another system is what we call the trough system. The trough system has 2 types of water dynamics, vertical and horizontal. So it's not only good for high feeding crop, is also good for leafy veggies. So we are saying, join us. You see, hydroponics has one more advantage. It encourages the youth generation. The average age of farmers in Africa is 60. We are saying we want to change that. Imagine when a country has 60% of our population as youth, and then they are not farmers. Won't that country continue to feed ourselves? So we are using hydroponics to bring the youth into farming, and our students are taking advantage. They are excited with this technology. Imagine you can be in your farm and you are still looking neat and fine. You don't have to be dirty and what have you. So thank you for listening to us. I believe you will join us to take part in hydroponics technology development. Thank you very much.
So what are the benefits of hydroponics? There are several. One of it is, using hydroponics, you actually get to save on land and water. Can I say this? Hydroponic only require about 10% of the amount of water you need normally for irrigation. Look at it. If you plant, generally, you wet, or let me use this word. In this part of the world, we depend on rainfall. Yet, plant or crops does not actually need rainfall. What they need is water, and water can be gotten from irrigation. Now, normally when rain falls or you use the basic form of irrigation used, water gets to soak the soil and goes to the roots. So about 70% of that water is actually not useful, because it does not get to what we call the rhizosphere. That's the root zone where the plant needs the water. Using hydroponics, we give the exact amount of water to the root zone of the crop. If you look at this system here, it is called a soilless culture system, using the grow bag and the rice husk, like I told you, and using drip irrigation. From this irrigation, the exact amount of water is given to the crop as they need it. And voila! You'll be amazed. Look at the kind of fruit that we get from this crop. So some of the benefits you get from here is you harvest far more than is required when you are doing the basic crop cultivation in the open field. In a greenhouse like this, okay, we do hydroponics in a controlled environment called the greenhouse. In the greenhouse, let me give an example of about 240 square meter. We harvest the amount of crop that you need 10,000 square meter to grow in the open field. In an open field in Nigeria, the average harvest of tomato, for example, is about 4 tons. At the best 5 tons per hectare. That is the exact amount that we harvest in a 240 square meter greenhouse. 240 square meter greenhouse. The same thing with pepper. Using hydroponics, you get to cultivate the crop that are not easily cultivated in Nigeria. Before now, bell peppers are imported into Nigeria and they are sold at an exorbitant amount, which puts pressure on our forest. Look at it now. With hydroponics, we get to grow this bell pepper all year round. All year round. And look at the floor. You can see granite there. So it's not about the soil being suitable, but we use this soilless culture system to achieve the exact amount of what result we want to require. So hydroponics helps crops to grow in areas that you cannot grow crops, and it helps you to grow what we call high value vegetable crops. Another area of hydroponics is what we call aquaponics. Look at what we are doing here. This is an aquaponics system. Look at these vegetables. These are called oregano. They are spices, high value spices. If I wish you can perceive this. Now, how do we grow this? You can look at this. We use the waste of these ornamental fishes. Can you see this beautiful set of fishes? They eat, they defecate, and their waste is what generates the nutrient for these crops to grow. So we are using aquaculture, waste from fishery, to generate production in hydroponics. That's sustainability, circularity. These are some of the benefits that you get to gain from hydroponics technology. Let me still show you some more. So just like I was saying, I said we grow hydroponically in a controlled environment space. Some of us are used to greenhouses, but basic greenhouses make use of soil in their planting. But hydroponics makes use of, like I said, substrate. This substrate is actually produced from rice husk. Rice husk used to be a major waste in this part of the country. Like we are in Abeokuta. Ofada rice, you all know, is from this town. Somewhere around Lafenwa is the hub for Ofada rice milling. And you have that mountain of rice husk waste. BIC Farms found a way to turn this to substrate, and that does not exist again. So this substrate is what we use to grow crops. We pyrolyze it. That means we turn part of it to biochar. We inoculate it, and we find a way to mix it. So using this system, it reduces disease load and so many things that normally give problem, to crop production and what have you. So using hydroponics, you see, you give the exact amount of nutrient that the plant need, which helps these crops to grow better. It improves their shelf life, their taste, and what the crop can do to your body. So these are so many things, benefits that you get. Yes, hydroponically grown crops are far better than the ones grown on the soil, because we give the exact amount of the nutrient. Let me say something here, because sometimes people get confused and they think hydroponics is chemical. It is not. If somebody is sick and is in a critical situation and you put him in an intensive care unit, you give oxygen directly to the lungs. Now, the oxygen you give to the lungs, is it different from the oxygen you and I are breathing naturally? No. The nutrient that we give to the root zone of these crops are the exact nutrient that they need. But we found a way to formulate it, to mix it. So we are not wasting. You understand what I'm trying to say? And we are giving the exact amount of that nutrient. And that's why you can see these lushy grown vegetables. These crops normally will not grow in rainy season. They hardly grow in the open field. But look at what we do here. Just look at the amount of fruiting. They've harvested over the time, because this gives different colors. This is still green. It matures into red or yellow. depending on the color that we want to achieve from them. And the basic thing, one of the things you can also see is this type of farming. Look at the way I'm dressed. It's not dirty. We have presented a dirty picture of agriculture to our people, especially to the youth. That's why they don't want to be farmers. Look at this type of farm. You come in here, you are neat, it looks beautiful. So this encourages our young people into farming. And it's one of the reasons why farming is taking a new turn in Nigeria. It's called agri-tech, agricultural technology. Because you can grow crop without looking dirty, and you can grow high value vegetables. Vegetables that will give you, a lot of amount and that you need. Can you imagine something like this? See how fresh, and luscious this is. So this is what you can benefit when you grow hydroponically. The nutrients is huge. The plant is just look at it. See how fresh and neat this is. So 95% of the harvest here falls under what we call category 1 or grade A crop. So they sell higher. A kilo of this around 1,500 to 2,000. You can just imagine. And in this kind of greenhouse, within a space of 6 months, we get to harvest around 2,000 kg to 2,500 kg, thereabout. So just do the calculation in your head and you see why hydroponics is far better than every form of farming. This is the type of farming that the youth needs. Our universities, colleges of education, really our agricultural organizations or establishments need to encourage this type of farming. Now, hydroponics also encourage what we call green skills. The world is going green. We are moving from the brown economy to the green economy. Through hydroponics, we can achieve this agriculturally, because the resources, some of it are recyclable. We use them. It's sustainable. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, imagine on 1 hectare of hydroponics, I can achieve the amount of harvest that I need 50 hectares to do. What does that tell you? It tells you that using hydroponics, I can reduce deforestation. Instead of cutting down 50 hectares of forest, I can achieve the same result with 1 hectare of forest. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So hydroponics is actually amazing. It's an amazing type of farming that I want to encourage, and I'm saying to the government and to anyone that cares to listen that this is the type of farming that you need to introduce to our young people. Now you are asking me that is it better for industrial agriculture or for sustainable agriculture? Sustainability is the key in hydroponics. Sustainability. With this type of farming, you will be sure that sustainability is possible. You use less than 10% of the amount of water that you need normally, less than 10% of the amount of land that you will have required to grow crop. You understand what I'm saying? So the benefits are humongous, are so enormous, and you can just see the wonders of hydroponics. So just look around. I will take you to the other part of the farm, and you see some of the benefits and some of the good things that can happen. I can get to eat fresh crop anytime that I want, whenever I want, all year round, and what have you. So this is the type of farming that I as a person will actually encourage the government, the developmental partners, and anyone that cares to know that encourage this type of farming, introduce it to our youth, and you see Nigeria transform for the better. Yeah, just as I was saying, hydroponics is one of the best agricultural technology that I believe the government and whoever cares to listen should encourage and introduce to our young people. This farming will save Nigeria. Listen to this. The future of hydroponics is huge. The population of the world is growing. Nigeria today is about 200 million people. In another 8 years, or 6 years, it's predicted that Nigeria will be about 280 million. By the year 2050, Nigeria will be about 450 million people. That will be the third largest country in the world. Where are we going to get the land to grow the food for those people? Land is not going to increase. yet the population of the world will continue to increase. So hydroponics is that technology for the future that is needed to make food, security available for the entire world. The rest of the world is already looking into this technology. It's huge, it's massive. Yes, it has some challenges in the cost of setup, because you need to buy the structure, but what have you. But government is trying already. Greenhouses now comes at zero duty. So I would say that government should go further to do something like it's been done in China. They give subsidy for greenhouses. They give subsidy for drip irrigation. You understand? They give subsidy for some nutrients that are required to make this technology more viable and cheaper, so that young people will not need to think twice before they look at the fact that they can own a farm like this. I want to say that policies that support clustering of farms like this, so that people can probably own a place like this, and you give them the capacity to pay for it over 5 years, while they are paying you gradually every year. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's the kind of support I will project or ask for from the government. If we do this, I am sure we will bring about a major turnaround to the agro industry in Nigeria, and then the sky will only be our starting point. Yes, we can solve our food security problem. Listen to me. Nigeria is the largest arable land in the world. Nigeria should be the food basket of the world. Let's go green. Let's go hydroponics. Let's go soilless farming. It will save us. It will save our people. It will create jobs. It will open up diverse opportunities.